Oh.
And you were like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know whether I left before like major craziness, but there was one like you were in the middle of the crowd and there was a girl twerking.
Yeah. So
You were like, if her man is here, I'm in trouble.
hey, listen, I've got to legally make the for legal reasons. If her husband or partner are here for legal, I don't cover myself wrong because again,
And there's no video evidence.
As always.
Now, which way am I? Oh, what do I face?
That's for the portfolio shot later on.
we're talking to you, aren't we? So we're not really.
Yeah,
we're not
the
looking at a camera. So
Yeah.
Cameras ain't here today.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
They have your moment.
yeah.
So, guys, it's great to have you on the show. For those who don't know, introduce yourselves. Tell us what you do.
I'm Campari. I don't want the camera again straight away. The first thing I did, right at you. Hey, Campari. I'm Campari.
This is going to be a good show.
It's gonna get one, yeah. Hi, look through my hands. I'm Campari. And I'm singer for Groovezoo. Groovezoo band right there. And you are?
I'm Dudley, the guitarist in the band, and I guess the band leader.
Not guess, band leader. So
It sounds like
Pressure falls on you.
if anyone checking, he's the band leader. Don't ask me that on the day.
It sounds like a weird thing to say, right? Band leader, like I should have a special uniform or something. But
Just a badge.
Yeah.
or something.
But that's it, yeah.
So how did the band come together?
So it's quite a good story, to be fair. So me and Campari used to play American football together for East Kent Mavericks.
Yeah, I know the East Kent Mavericks.
And we I knew Campari was a musician for a while and loved what he did. Went to saw him a few times, loved it. We didn't really get to work together. We were kind of in our own little worlds. And then the chairman of the club, who's our friend as well, I was his best man for the wedding. I said to him, "What we do for your wedding is I'll put a band together for your wedding, and I'll take care of all your evening entertainment. So that's my wedding present to you."
Nice.
So I put a band together, and then Campari was we had Noel McCullough, who's a great singer, and we said, well, Campari would just come up and sing with us as well, and he did, and it was amazing. And then from there,
we're like, we should do this again.
Yeah, it was. It was like a really natural thing. We
Carry on talking. Sorry.
That's all good. Yeah, we basically we kind of did the wedding for mate, and there was no more kind of like we enjoyed it. But literally like a few days later, I got a phone call from someone saying, "Do you do other wedding? Will you do another wedding?" We're like,
Yeah. From that wedding. Or
that wedding, yeah. Someone said, "Oh, the band was so good at this wedding, and they wanted the band for their wedding, and they asked us, and it kind of went from there. Really, it was like a really natural, organic process. Not like we're going to be a wedding band. It was like just let's do this." And
a lot of people have aspirations to get into the wedding industry, right?
Yeah. Because obviously with the wedding industry there is money there, but that's never been like. Yeah, great. It's great that it pays, but it's not why we did it. Which is a good place to be,
Yeah,
I like a party, bro.
Just like
wedding's normal.
If anyone's been to one of your weddings, we know you like to party. Yeah.
Sorry to any bride and groom and any groom and bride's mom. I'd like to apologise.
Member of the family.
My behaviour, yeah.
Honestly, whenever I see Groovezoo on my spreadsheet, I'm like, yes.
Chaos will ensue.
I think one of the weddings we did this year was Liam and Natalie's, and it was at Ciderworks. Yeah.
Oh.
And you were like,
oh yeah.
I don't know whether I left before like major craziness, but there was one like you were in the middle of the crowd, and there was a girl twerking.
Yeah. So
You were like, if her man is here, I'm in trouble.
Hey, listen, I've got to legally make the for legal reasons. If her husband or partner are here for legal, I don't cover myself wrong because again.
And there's no video evidence.
No, that's true. I just make myself up. No, we love a party, man. Again, so we did our friend's wedding, and it was just a great party. I think, like I said, we love the party, love celebration. Wedding is the ultimate party, man.
Absolutely.
If there's no other party where people are just in a great mood, everyone's in a joyous mood, and it's family and friends, and we're starting to get that age now where often you only get together with like family and friends like that at a wedding or a funeral.
Yeah.
And actually, weddings are such a joy, man. Like I'm like, if we're at a wedding, I just want to be part of it, man. Like if we're there to have joy, if you like there to celebrate and party, then trust we're gonna be the same. Like I think
that's the best fit. That's the best way that you get booked is because people want you part of their wedding.
Yeah,
Instead of just
yeah.
a hired gun that you just
Yeah.
up there singing, because there's bands that do that. They just show up, sing, go
Definitely.
on.
But we say that the one thing I always say to like couples when we have like the pre-wedding meetings, we don't clock watch.
Yeah.
Like when we give them like set times, we do like an hour,
Yeah.
but we don't. If it's party still happening, we're not just going to go right. You've had your lot, you're going home. It's just,
we're off.
It's just not how it works. Like we are there and we are like involved, and we are part, and we're it's part of. We want to be part of the celebration. It's not.
It's got to be hard for you guys to walk away, especially when like that crowd's at their peak.
At that point, usually we're quite tired, so yeah, we're quite tired. Yeah, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, Campari goes hard as he sings, so it does get to a stage where it's like, boom.
Let's go.
But saying that, often because I play guitar and DJ in the band, often I go straight into the DJ, and often Campari can't help himself but stay on the mic and do some MCing and stuff like that. So
I'm having a good time.
It's not getting. Or we get on the dance floor and start dancing.
Yeah,
that says a lot.
But again, like I said, if people book us to be part of the party, I always find it really weird that kind of like the band crowd divide.
Yeah.
I never really got it. Like again, I think we've all done other bands and other function stuff, and I've always found it really. Even it's one of the reasons why we wear bright shirts. There's always that thing of like, we're not there to just be like. If you want something to be just background, then then you book that. But if we're part of your party, I want to be part of your party. Like
you guys are entertainers.
Oh well, yeah, but more than that, it's the energy from them, isn't it? And I realize, like, one of the great things about wedding, especially like I think we do loads of weddings around Kent here. It's like it's such a celebration. Like I can't. Like the amount of people weddings we've done where it's like we met people at gigs and they booked us and then we see them so regularly like that we feel like we're connected. Like we had a gig last week and people that we played their weddings. We played weddings for some of them. They were there and then someone had just got engaged and it was actually because they'd seen us play loads. They were really excited about. He got engaged. He was like at a gig and we announced it. And I was like, there's this really lovely connection for us. Like as a band playing in kind of a very like in a very particular area where it was like. Yeah, we just feel like we want to be connected to the people we play for.
Yeah. Funny enough, that the couple that were at our gig last week, he booked us before he'd even asked his fiancée to marry him. So he booked us before he'd even asked. He didn't even know she was going to say yes.
And she said yes.
Luckily, so we'll be doing their wedding. So.
I've actually had brides book me before they're engaged.
Love that.
Amazing.
Love that. You're like, hey, you never know. It's just thinking.
Yeah, they're like, we know it's coming. I've already booked the date, the venue's next, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, brilliant.
But has he asked?
And it's happened twice.
Love that.
Wow.
Love that.
That's
These
good
girls
time.
know what they want now.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's such a like I said, it's such a hot market. Like, we were just talking before we started filming about like you getting offers and so on, and often you can't. It's that rubbish when you have to say no. Because we honour the booking, so we booked it for this date. So we often have to say. And I think people sometimes think it's a bit of a like is it us trying to market? We go, oh, we're full up for 2025, and we're like, no, just a heads up.
Yeah.
Like I hate for you to feel like you were to book us and you couldn't. Like we're not doing it some kind of like we're calendar already full. We're like no, calendar's really full. Like,
yeah.
People do book us in advance. They do kind of like I said, people know what they want, and if you know that you particularly want our style of a band. Then it's going to be one of the first things you kind of look for.
Yeah.
Like even sometimes we had people book us before they even got a venue. They're like, we know we're the band, and then afterwards we have to go, oh, that venue, yeah, cool, sweet.
Yeah.
And then try to work out how to fit in a venue that maybe isn't made for a band our size, and that doesn't bother us too much. But like, it's nice to know people know what they want, and if they want us, they book us.
And how good of a feeling is it for you guys that you're getting booked before their venue?
It's great.
It's crazy, actually. I think. Often I think, but again, I think if the bride and groom know what they want. Often, like a bride knows that she wants a party of a certain vibe.
Yeah.
Then the first thing they think about is like DJ. It's like DJ bands, and often I like that combination. It's like a band, I like us kind of band and a DJ, and they know exactly what they want first. Like, boom, get that sorted because you can move them to any kind of venue if the venue isn't there.
But it's another the other thing is when obviously the ceremony's important, but the thing that everyone will remember is the party.
Yeah.
If the party goes off and everyone is just losing their mind, having a great night, that's gonna be the thing people really remember. And we're lucky that we never. I'd say we've been together 10 years now. I say literally on one hand I can count weddings where we've not really had many people dancing. It has happened, but generally because we're not passive, we make sure we are getting people off their chairs and we're not letting people get away with people click and go, okay, let's just go for this. That's the recipe for us that works really well is that's really important.
I think evening for like photo videos as well, everyone sort of relaxes and comes together at that point. And by then they know who we are. They know who you guys are as well because you're playing photographer as well. So everyone just lets loose and drinks are flowing. Everyone wants to have a good time.
And it's the thing, man. Like I said, I love a party. We love a celebration, and actually, you see it, man. Yeah, that little, and also, you know, the tension of the ceremony, which is, but there is always that little bit of tension in the ceremony. Like, it's kind of gone. They've had their meal, so people are hungry, and it's that evening. It's like, cool. Like, we just gonna like now it's just pure celebration.
Yeah,
it's pure just joy, and I love that. Like, it's just lovely to be part of that as well.
Yeah, full day of love and stuff. So how long have you been playing and singing, like separately?
Since the Stone Age, if it was black and white, people move faster. I've been playing guitar for over half my life now, so yeah, good 20 years now. Nice. So it was, it feels like a long time now.
Yeah. And how about yourself?
Well. I mean, I grew up singing in the church, so my dad is a singer, so there was always music around. I used to play acoustic, actually. That's how me and Dudley met. I used to play, like, when I got to university, came to Kent, I played in pubs, like singing, playing acoustic.
Yeah.
And I was always, it's that classic thing, isn't it? Like, I was a singer who could play guitar, rather than I'd say I'm not a guitarist who can sing.
Yeah.
So it was like I played enough to like be able to play them, and I could still do it and vibe it. And then joined the band, and I was literally like, the moment we joined the band, I was like, cool, guitar down. Why would I compete against him? Like, it's not even, like, there are bands who I see, they got double guitarists. Someone's like, yeah, you clearly are a guitarist who can sing, rather than me who was a singer who just learned a few chords and could play and vibe. I can vibe, don't it? That's what you got.
Burn himself down here.
But yeah, I've been really lucky, man. Like I said, I grew up singing in the church and singing with family, and music's just always been something that's just been, I've been really lucky. I said, like, just music's always, it's opened quite a few doors, like even at uni, me and you guys, like, doing stuff. It's always been a really.
I mean, we're lucky in the sense that everyone in the band's got, like, you know, really rich musical history. You know, like without trying to blow like my own trumpet, like, I won British Blues Award. Songwriter. I've been nominated for British Blues Guitarist. You know, there's a lot of guys in the band who've got like their CVs. You know, Josh plays with Peter Andre a lot, and
wow.
You know, there's a lot of people that do like really big gigs and tours sort of inside, and we managed to make it. Campari's got an original band. They Say Jump, who are awesome.
They Say Jump.
A couple of us work with Jamie Johnson, who's amazing.
Love Jamie Johnson.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah, we work with Lucky 13s.
Yeah,
and so we've got this stuff going on, but everyone is like, you know, we've got Jay, the drummer, who's you know, his history's, he's been, you know, done so much and worked with amazing people, and we're really lucky in that sense. Everyone is like top of their game. It's like
and you can tell as well in the live performances.
Yeah. There's no. We're not carrying anyone. Everyone is like slaying on the stage.
Definitely, bro. Like, let's not try to play. The band is so tight, man. And actually, what makes it fun is like, because they're so good, I can do nonsense. Like we obviously have two singers, and like I'm always very like conscious that when I'm singing with anyone else, they are always so tight, and I'm always like, cool, let me just take my shirt off, here we go. Let me try this little remix right now. And obviously the guys are so on it, they just like, they're just there.
That's got to be great that you can let your sort of creative side come out. And
it's awesome, man. No, it's awesome. I think it's one of the things that I've really, just as like I guess for purely as a musician, it means that I'm never bored.
Yeah.
Like, again, I won't speak for other bands, but I know there is definitely a lethargy. Like, there's definitely like a vibe where you get to a point where you're playing the same songs over and you can kind of still pretend that it's fresh and new, but like there's a point where you're like, bro, this is boring. And actually, we're really lucky. Even if we're playing, you know, we play Never Too Much, and there's always some random new thing we'll put in a halftime drop somewhere, or some randomness, or we play Kiss and it has this randomly long now like open end ending, which is just a vibe. Every time it happens, I'm like, ooh, what they gonna do now?
That's a really good point. 10 years. This is why the band I still genuinely enjoy the band, because we are always evolving, and we're not just like some bands go, like they almost like paint by numbers. You know, it's like the dirt and go home. We're like, what can we do to make this experience better for us? And then everyone else at the same time.
It's good to know, because then you know not every wedding's going to be the same.
No, definitely not. True. I was like, I love listening to live bands. Like, I love going to live shows, and I'm always one of those people like I hate. That's a hard word to say, but I always prefer a live band take a track that I love and do something different with it.
Yeah.
Like, because I wanted to listen to
rather than hearing the studio version.
Yeah, if I want to hear the studio version, I'd just go sit and listen to it on Spotify or get the album. And I was thinking, like, if you wanted to hear, you know, we cover certain tracks and we cover them and we love it, and actually our choice of tracks are really specific to us as a band. But like, we don't play them to record, like, because if you wanted to hear the record version, you just have a DJ.
You just listen to the record.
Just the record. So, and there's something from my point of view, just as a singer who's not playing guitar, just as a singer, it just keeps me on my toes, and I love it. And it means like, so there's been times where like Josh will play a little riff on the keyboard, I'm like, oh, that's a different song, and then it becomes like for like maybe 2-3 months, it's the thing that I'll do always through, and then one day I'll forget it, and then something new comes in. And actually, I just love that creativity. And again, the band is so on it, man. And actually, there's a bit of a, what's say competition in it, but yeah, no, it is competition. There's a bit of a like competition with all the band guys where they're like trying to do something so what the F.
Yeah.
That sometimes I turn and look at them like, I mean, John playing Enter Sandman bass riff in a random song, and I just remember literally hearing it like, what? And it fitted. I was like, yeah, okay, like that. And it's just this real like, yeah, creative joy for us, man. It's lovely. Like,
and is that sort of stuff, do you think the crowd sort of notice, or is it just internally?
So,
I think some do. I think, and I think there's that, like, there's that, just like, it's that, like I said before, man, the give and take thing. Like playing with us, or with like playing on live, playing stage. It's like, you know, we're going to give a certain energy to the crowd. And after people are like, your energy's so big, I'm like, no, it's because, and that's when we're our biggest as a crowd, as a group, as a band, as energy. It's because the crowd are giving us something back. Like, again, I joke about the shirt off thing, but the shirt off thing happened because at a wedding, all the dudes took their shirts off. And I was like, bro, shirt off too, man. It was like a mad energy just back and forth. And it's become a, like, just that pure energy of kind of back and forth, us giving ideas. When people shout out ideas to us sometimes, I'm like, but that could fit, you know? Yeah, that would fit, actually. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and I'll try to put it in. And it just, I don't know, it's just that give and take, man. It's important, isn't it? It's the flow between the crowd and again, you know, when you're doing videos, you get that too.
Yeah.
How people connect with you and how you connect to them is what then creates this really
creates that magic, right?
Yeah, for real.
And it's great seeing how you interact with the crowd as well. Because I think the last wedding we did together was at Winter's Barns. And one of the, I think it was the best man or the groomsman tried getting up on stage and singing. And it was god awful. And at the end, you just went, get off stage.
I know what's that. I mean, the words was actually saying, I was like, yeah, what happened? I was like, yeah, bro, all right, look, 2 seconds. Like, get off my damn stage. Yeah. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, we're really lucky again because I think the nature of the way that as us as a band are, as a band, we're wild. I think often people just think of me as being the wild, but as a band, we're really wild. We like to play and vibe and so forth. And it's really nice sometimes having that energy come back. So actually, if someone, like I said, if someone jumps on the stage, like a groomsman jumps on stage and he's actually genuinely in that kind of vibe, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play with that. Because in the same way, I jump into their space, onto this dance floor, and I put a mic in their face and start singing with them. And actually, I don't know, there's a safety there. We've been really lucky. Like I said, I can't think of any wedding where like that moment's happened and it's turned into something absolutely chaotic.
Yeah.
It's often just like a bit of a laugh and like, right, mate. And obviously, we kind of just learn, as a band, we kind of learn how to like, if someone is a little too, like, a little, maybe they've had a few beverages, then we just like to kind of play and vibe, and then we can get them off in a really calm, because again, there's nothing worse than if someone comes up and they're in a good mood, me just going, all right, get off the, like, and again, like, you know,
it's crowd
kills,
control, right?
Yeah, it just kills the vibe, because actually I want that energy. Yeah. Actually, I want the energy maybe here, right now, maybe over there.
Yeah, come back in 5.
Yeah.
That's cool. So how do you decide on like set lists and stuff? Are the couples heavily involved in that, or is it just...
Yeah, so I mean, one thing again we always say to couples is like, trust us. Because if they booking us, they kind of know what we do. But we do have like a song list, but our song list is so ridiculous. You may as well it's just so long. And when we go to a wedding, we don't say this is what we're going to do. Yeah. We have like we divide the room, so we have it talkback. So I have a mic which only the band can hear, so we've got our own ears. So on the fly, we change things. So if something's not quite working, or we think we should go there, we could just divert really quickly.
Okay.
And we've got like, you know, I'm not exaggerating when I say thousands of songs that we can pull from. So yeah, we generally have a vibe at the pre-wedding meeting. I kind of have a chat with the bride and groom and say, kind of, what's your energy? What sort of vibe do you like? And from there, I know what's going to work.
Yeah.
And some people are like, we like more kind of classic soul, or we might more garage, or, you know, and then we can steer things that way. But generally, it's totally organic.
Yeah, it's lovely.
You know, I think if you go into a wedding and say this is what you're playing, you're going to fall short somewhere.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know how the evening's going to pan out.
So what's the preferred genre for you guys?
Oh man,
party tunes, man. I've got to be honest, man. Yeah, the band is so eclectic, like as musicians anyway. So like, I think someone asked us 3 questions recently, and I was like, well, it's kind of hard to, like, we all have certain loves and certain vibes, and I think as a band, we always kind of like, when first we started, I think we were like, we're going to try and keep away from like the classic party or wedding band songs. Like, we'll try and keep away from them, just because I'm like, if the people that bands that want, the people that want that kind of a band, then there are bands that would do that a lot better than we do. Like, they've been more established. So let's just do things that we like. Let's just do. So like, let's do something that makes us like unique. So like, we do like, you know, hip hop, and we'll throw some R&B in there. We've got the garage stuff that we love. We throw some jungle in. That was one of my favorite ones. We did that whole jungle gig set, which was dope. And then it's just like a real mix of like soul and new soul and pop, and we do Rage Against the Machine recently, which was a vibe. Like,
I mean, we're lucky in the sense that, like I say, Campari is, and I say this in front of him, he's just, you know, one of the best frontmen. He's the best frontman I've ever worked with. And a lot of people say that he's like, oh, my best frontman. But not only just that is he a good frontman, he's so versatile, and his love of, like all of us, we love all music from jazz to thrash metal. And we can talk about, you know, Iron Maiden, and then talk about Duke Ellington, and there's like a real, we love all that music.
Like a mixed bag.
So we like, we can pull, and we will do some really sensitive soul stuff, and the next moment we'll be doing, like we did Rage Against the Machine for a wedding. Last week they said, do Killing the Name Of as a request. We're like, it's a great song. We are there. We are there. And Campari is so good that he can pull that all off. Like, it's not like someone trying to do it. When we play that stuff, I feel like we are in that moment playing that music. You know, we are delivering it like the band would. It's not like pretend, it's a real deal.
Well, Liam and Natalie's wedding, you did, their first dance song was Stargazing. And I tell you what, there's not many bands that I can sit and watch, and like the vocals are that good that I just sit there and go, fuck. And then you go from that into like this huge party set, and I'm just like, you're in awe of watching you guys play.
I mean, I said, we're lucky, man. Like I said, I'm lucky, because I've got the band behind me, you know, singing with people like Becca. Becca's voice is amazing. Like, we sing with Callie, we sing with, like, the way that we can, like, we've got this kind of like collective now with singers, actually gives me a bit more freedom. And like I said, like, there's songs that like I love and vibes that I'll vibe on. And there's vibes and songs that the female singers like Becca will sing incredibly, or Tesney will do, or Callie does. And actually, times there's songs when they're not there, I might sing. But when they're there, I'm like, cool, give it to them, bro. Because I'm like, it happens often, actually. When they're singing, it's their tune or something. I spend most of my time just staring at them singing, like, damn, this is...
Filming from the front.
Or filming from the front, or jumping into the crowd to film from the front, like, I want this for my video.
It's great to see that you guys are fans of each other as well, rather than just colleagues.
It's lucky, man. Again, we're family, man. It's really lovely, and I think
respect. The thing is mutual respect for everyone, which is really important. And that's why we're still doing it. And like this, I don't ever think, oh god, it's time's running out. This band, we're still enjoying it. Yeah, we might want to change how we do things, but there's no like, oh, it's kind of time's running out. 'Cause, you know, some things have shelf lives, don't they? But with this band, I've never felt like it has. I feel like we can always do this and enjoy it. And every thing that we can do, we might scale things down in the future, we might do less, but I think it's something we're always going to do. You know,
I think while you're enjoying it,
exactly,
just go crazy with it, right?
The key. That's the key. As long as everyone's enjoying it, definitely.
Absolutely. So, are there any songs that you don't like playing?
There's a couple. I mean, as Campari said, we do want to steer away from like some classics, and there is some that we're just like, we are not going to play it. I mean, there is one we point blank refuse to play, Mr. Brightside.
But he says that for one time.
It might
threw
happen.
it in, and it's like in a random like R&B hip hop version. And it kind of worked.
But generally, I think it's. We might be a bit funny about some songs, but if someone really wants something, we're not going to be like, no,
absolutely not.
No, we're always going to be a bit. We just try and sort of say, look, and people book us tend to not want that stuff. There's thousands of bands that are doing that stuff.
And to be fair,
and it's all sung the same as well.
Yeah, and we're quite lucky in the sense that, like, I think when we first started picking songs, we kept trying to pick songs that if you played the first part of the, like, let's say you played the first verse, someone would go, oh, and actually that became a bit of a thing for us, like. How can we start dropping songs that the moment it dropped, someone goes, I've never heard a band do this. Oh! And actually that became a real, like, it's become kind of a staple for us. Like, we drop it, we've got a chat and we all throw songs in like, oh, what about this? And sometimes I'm like, bro, that would be sick as a band song to do.
There's a couple we do like, Pass Out Time Tempo, and we just put Fireball in there now as well. We should just
think those things need to start coming back as well. I had a wedding the other week. They had a really slow first dance song and then went straight into Pass Out. Oh my god! And the DJ was unbelievable. And he went into Earthquake after that. It was craziness, and I was just like,
again, I said, like, and I love this bands that do kind of the more classical stuff, the kind of more mainstream. Mainstream sounds really like we're not mainstream, we are mainstream, like wedding party covers. And I think they do it a lot better than us. Like I said, like as much as I like we joke about, but like we're not an indies band. Like I can sing indie, we can play that kind of stuff. But like, if you were specifically wanting a set that was all like Kings of Leon and that stuff, like there are bands out there that do that a lot better than us. And I'd argue that those bands wouldn't do what Groovezoo do in the way that we do it. So like, there's no disrespect to the bands that I like.
I'll say that's trying to sound arrogant about the band. There's no one that can do what Groovezoo do.
No,
and I'm not just saying that. I'm not trying to get arrogant anyway.
A lot of bands.
Yeah. I'm not being arrogant anyway.
Groovezoo is the top for me. Like, there's a lot of great bands.
Yeah.
London Function Band. Incredible.
Yeah. They're different vibes to us, but
there's always different musicians as well.
Yeah.
And I know you've got like female vocalists that come in and out.
Yeah, we have a few different females. Yeah.
They're just so many. Like, there's another function band that they sort of share from as well.
Yeah.
So it's not the same band.
This thing is we got booked actually for a wedding in Chapel House in the New Year, and they were like. They weren't sure about us. They were like, well, we were sort of talking to the London Function Band, but we kind of like you. And then they had a meeting with the London Function, wasn't the London Function Band, they were way out of their budget actually, but they found another band, similar sort of ilk, and they just said, they just didn't like the vibe of them, and they couldn't sort of tell you who you're going to get. And it was like, you know, with us, you're kind of buying into the personality of the band as well, not just like some people want the kind of like the function band glitz, which I get, you know, that's cool. That's your vibe, that's great, you know, but we're not about that really. That's kind of gives us that little niche, because we do get people do kind of like come to the London Function Band and us quite a lot, because we're kind of similar in some ways, but we obviously don't do a lot of the stuff they do, which they've absolutely nailed. They've got that down, you know. It's amazing to see.
Some of their musicians are just
off the chain.
And they've got like a brass section in as well, which is just.
But their whole production thing is amazing, and you know, we couldn't touch anything like that. That's like that is another level, you know. They've got that down, you know.
They're quite high in budget as well.
Oh, it's crazy, crazy money. But you know, there's a lot of production that goes behind their events. So, and we follow them on Instagram and love what they do. It's good to see, you know.
Absolutely worth getting them if you can afford them.
Definitely. That's your thing. Yeah, it's fantastic.
But I personally would get you guys booked as soon as I could. Like, I would get you booked before my venue. I'd get you booked before I propose.
That's the mark.
So, what are there any songs that are like you've heard them request and you're like, okay, it's a bit random. It's a bit.
We've had.
Oh my days, Combine Harvester. It was I can't explain to you how much I championed this tune, bro. What? I drove my tractor down your. It was a farmer's wedding, and it was. I saw it in the paper, and I was a bit like, it's a bit random. And then randomly, we met them. We saw the couple maybe the week before their wedding at a different wedding.
Yeah.
And the bride to be council, she was like, "Hey, we're having you literally like next week."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh yeah." She went really quietly. She's like, "Our partner doesn't know that I've asked for that song. Are you okay to do it?" And I went, "Listen, me and the words was we're like." But the boys in the back, all of them, they were like, "No." I'm like, "Bruv, I loved it." Bro,
me.
On the night, we did it like 3 times. We framed it.
Oh,
like we played it when she asked for it. It was like and then I was like randomly, I just get Frank back in again. I was like, I drove my tractor around your east. It was a vibe, bro. It was a vibe. It was a vibe.
That was one of my best weddings of the.
It was a vibe.
It was a great wedding.
Just busting singing the words with the farmers.
And it's not the only time it's appeared. It's cropped in a few times.
I still put it in. I've got a brand new Carbon Harvester. I'll give you.
Next wedding we're on, I'm going to give you a few.
It's coming.
And Enter Sandman.
Yeah. We can do that. We can do those. Yeah, but that's definitely and
that's my favourite.
Yeah, and obviously Rage Against the Machine was Killing the Name of was quite for a wedding was
a great song.
It's a great song. We're just thinking, you know, this is what they wanted, so it's like great. All we need is the bride and groom to give us a green light, and we were like there. And but everyone's doing shit. Fuck you. The whole wedding was going off.
Security came in, asked to be quiet, and we were like, they came at the wrong time, because they came in the main bit when everyone had to tell them to, you know, we won't do what you're told. It was one of those nights where it was like. It was a really randomly small venue we were playing in, but everyone was up for parties. So it was it was really intimate, like really close in. We played that tune and it went off. It was like, this is wicked. It was such a lovely night.
Yeah, it was a good night.
And that moment with security was hilarious, because actually, to be fair, they were like, all right, cool.
Yeah, all right, that's good.
It's going to be loud, we'll put it down.
And it's a special night for us. They had booked us for a wedding just after COVID, and unfortunately they had an issue with one of their children and they had to cancel the wedding. They lost a baby, unfortunately, and which was really sad. And then so it was. We were like on the sidelines for a while, and then they had a daughter, and they decided to have the wedding. And so it was for us very special to celebrate, because they went through a hell of a lot. So there's an extra element of specialness for that night. So it really went off, didn't it?
It was
great. It was a great night.
It was good.
It's nice to hear.
Yeah.
So how do you guys keep the energy up for the whole evening? Because I've seen you guys, man. You must be on something.
Do you know what it is? I don't know. It's a give and take thing, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love, like, it's so, and like I joke about it often, but I'm like, honestly, the reason why I joined the band, the band vibes, is because I like going to parties, and basically it's a free invitation to like an ultimate party.
You get paid to party.
Yeah, get paid to party, and often it's just that and even if it's just one or two people you find in the crowd. You find people you start to bounce off, and often, even if it's just the bride and groom, I think there's a few times where I think we've had a few weddings where the bride and groom are more excited that we're playing than even that people are there for the party. They're like, yeah, it's time for the party. And I don't know, I guess it's that energy back and forth, but also we bounce off each other. Like, he said Daddy's on talk back, talking in the mic in our ears, making all kinds of terrible nonsense jokes, dad jokes all over the place. Jay McCluskey on the drums, obviously, like, there's often times where I just try to do things to like mocking. I often try to stand away Jay so he can't see what's going on. Like, John's a natural joker, so like often there's like John's playing about as well. Like, he throws in some random riffs, and I often, here's the thing now, whenever they do, if Josh or John or Jay or Dudley do something that's just like, what? I'm always like, yeah. And then I don't know, we just play, man. Obviously, like me and Becca, we vibe on stage, we vibe together. When I'm Cali there, when it's Tesney there, I think the greatest thing about what's really nice for us is like we have fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's not forced. It doesn't feel fake. It doesn't feel like this is like, at this song at this point is where we do the dip, lock, drop, and we all look and dip. It's just like, no, we just have fun. Like, we just naturally play. And I think a lot of people, a lot of crowds or weddings that we've been at too, once they see that we're having fun, they have fun too. Once they see that we don't mind, like, be silly, have a vibe, get in it, man. Like, sweet, take a shirt off. Like, I'll do it for you first. Then go get my belly out. Like, if anything we can do that can like really make the party a party, I would do. Like, if I have to jump on the table and almost drop off the table, just because I think it's gonna be funny and it's gonna be a vibe, and like, it's just, I think all of it is just, it's just the back and forth, man. Like I said, and we're really lucky in that sense that often people that book us for that. They book us for a certain reason, and I think often brides and grooms know their party. So, you know, they know that they feel like our energy and the people that are going to come to their party is going to set it off anyway. So once we find our people, it's on.
I feel like I'm shy as when I'm sober, and even when I'm drunk, it takes me a little bit. But I think once you see that you're confident and not worried about being judged by people, that people's confidence comes up, and like, we don't worry about being judged by people. So
again, like, life's too short. I think I know we talk about this, like, but COVID was a real big like turning moment for me afterwards. Like, before COVID, we were partying, vibing, but like that hit, man. And I was like, bro, life is short. Yeah. Like, life is way too short. Like that everything just stopped. Like, for 2 years, everything just stopped, bro. And actually, the first gig after COVID, like, when it was like just peeking through, was a bit of a weird tension. But the moment we started to get through properly, bro, I don't know. For me, it was like, look, every gig I do could be my last gig. Every gig that we party, every wedding party we play at could be the last time we have these people could be together in the room. So listen, I want to enjoy myself with you guys. Like, every single person I meet is part of this, like, is part of a backstory to me, part of a story that is something. Yeah, I just want to look back and, like I said, I can look back and at whatever age I get to, the day I pass down, and be like, bro, I had a time, man. Yeah. I had a time. And if I had a time, I hope the people that are around me had a time too. Like, I hope these guys enjoyed it. Like,
it's a good mantra to have in life, just in general, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. So are there any crazy stories that you've got from weddings?
I don't know how many we can say on a
I don't know.
Just don't name names. We're good. No one can come for us.
I don't know.
We talk about this on the van with the boys, because the boys have gone off to we're playing a show tonight, and they've gone off to set up, and we're just thinking there's so many things that happened. It depends what you mean by crazy, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, so I think
we had certainly some memorable things happen.
Yeah, I think there was. I was like, I think. There's little things like, I love like a group. We had so many groomsmen split their trousers. That's a classic one for me. One of my favorites. Like, if you're partying that hard, split, boom, we're a vibe. shirts off.
We had a lot of nakedness.
Nudity.
Yeah.
Again, to state for the record, if you don't want nudity at a wedding, you can state that.
Yeah, we do have people request non-nudity, which is fine. But we
don't want to end up with a Jim Morrison.
Yeah. we had some amazing moments when the shirt came off. Someone was at the Orangery in Maidstone. He took a shot and threw it up in the air, and he got stuck in the ceiling.
I heard about this.
It was like he literally launched it, and then it was like.
Oh no! I have no shirt.
I couldn't sing the rest of the song. I had to stop. I was
that'd be a hard one to come back from.
Yeah, we've had like some really ones where like we had a couple of gigs where the bride has come and sung with us. I think some of those ones have always been my favourites. Where we've had like moments that really mean something to people. Like we did a wedding where like one of the nephews, or I think it was a nephew came and played, sang stuff with us. We've had people jump on drums and play, and actually those little moments where. Often we have those little moments like after the break, like someone wants to come do something with us, so like we'll do the first set, get everyone warm, you feel comfortable, and usually it's like the first thing we do after the break. And actually often what that does is just have this really like genuine like connection. It's lush, man.
Yeah, it adds another memory for them.
Real.
Like, I've done so many weddings where like they've got acoustic bands singing through reception, and one of their guests have got up and sung with them. It just adds another moment for the couple.
Absolutely. Really.
It's been wicked, man. Like just again, I said
we've had lots of crazy moments.
Stuff we can't talk about.
And nothing like all positive crazy. You know, where mainly when the party's just where people have just let everything go, and just like, and it's just the whole place is kicking off, and it's just carnage in a good way. And
that lady did the worm and then didn't do the worm, just jumped up in the air and went flat on the floor.
Yeah, but plenty of dance move failures throughout our time. But
I love a worm at a wedding as well.
I love worm. So like, again, when we talk about this, like me and Jay talk about it, because we were literally like eyeballing as it happened. This woman she got vertical, like so high and flat, and as you saw it go up, I was like, this is not going to end well. I can't do the worm, but I don't think that's how you're going to do the worm. Bang! Oh no.
Dead worm.
And she got up like nothing happened. And we were like, all right, cool.
That's that Sambuca. You can't get hurt on Sambuca.
Overconfidence.
Yeah. So what's the most challenging part about being in a wedding band?
Again, we were talking about this in the way of the boys. I think, the thing with being what we do is antisocial hours. The sense that if you've got a family and friends, it's a big thing for our families to like accept. And that's for me probably the only sort of negative side of being in this industry is that you have to. I've got 4 kids. So I often feel really guilty having to leave them on like a Saturday when perhaps we will be going out.
I think the other thing also is I think people forget that while we're having a party and we're vibing, it's still a job.
Yeah,
it still works. So there'll be times where it's like they'll play like I love the One More Song chant. I do. But if it's like 1:30 in the morning, bro, we play like trying to get pack out and get things out. I think it's the bits that people don't see. It's all the stuff afterwards. And I think again, I'd say it's not the worst thing in the world. Like everyone has it, but it's that real. You kind of have to learn to like ride the adrenaline as well. Yeah, which is really weird because you had this real big high, build, and then it's like cool, we're done. And then maybe hand it to the DJ or whatever, and people still want to party. And I'm always going to party for like a good bit if I can. But then what they don't see is all the bit where like you'll watch the band members. I've seen like Dudley like literally dragging his body to get the last bit of kit out, or John and Jay and those guys. Like Jay was injured a few weeks ago and still was out there drumming with us. And I was like, because I think it is a job for us, but like we feel like we're part of someone's wedding, so we'll do everything we can to make that thing perfect. To make it as great as we can to the end, whatever it is. Even if that means sometimes we have to put our own like, I've got a bit of a cold, or my legs busted, or to the side. And actually, I don't regret that, begrudge it. But I think it's that part that people don't see.
I think if you care about your job as well, you've got to do that. Like, I mean, it's the same for myself. If I'm feeling a bit ropey,
you just got to fuck it up, bro.
It's not an act. I mean, you've seen how I work. I'm a bit of an idiot, so it's not an act. But sometimes you've got to put that little bit of if you're a bit down one day, you've got to put that aside because people hired this ADHD idiot. They want that at their wedding.
How do you know Campari? We created something that is a certain energy, a certain level, and no matter how no matter how cold it is outside or how long the drive is, or there's one wedding recently where everyone got there and I got stuck in traffic. Literally, it was an accident, and I was driving and I'm panicked. I'm watching time creep up, and I'm like, guys, I'm not going to make it. And like, come running in, and the bride's like, and I'm genuinely like, I'm so sorry, like, and she's like, no, it's cool, man. I heard there was an accident, blah blah blah, it's fine. And that obviously I'm panicked and guilt, and she's like, nah, it's cool, get ready, boom. And we had a great night.
Yeah.
It's almost having to like switch that off and go like, cool, boom. Yeah. I can deal with that later. Like, I can deal with you being stressed later. Like, now it's for these guys. And then we've been really lucky in that sense. Like, yeah, we've not ever had to. You said the worst thing. We've not ever had any kind of major like. Actually, no, we've not had any major like issues that ever been like. Yeah. Oh, this is the worst. Yeah.
I'm touching it already. Got it.
Yeah.
No, that's good. It's good. It's good to hear as well that you guys are willing to go that extra inch and give everything for that couple and their crowd. I mean, a lot of the best musicians in the world do the same, right? Yeah. Freddie Mercury was one of the best for doing that sort of thing. It's
someone's day, man. I think.
Yes.
I just like it's their big day. Do you know what I mean? Like, like I said, like, I can act a fool. I can if us acting what we do and being wild and being silly and having fun and having a vibe and adds to your day. Yeah. Cool. Then more power to you. I'll do it. Like I can't. It's like I'm in the winter month for like bulking season and people are like, so get your shirt off. I'm like, okay.
Christmas, I can't.
Yeah. I'm holding a little turkey now. But it's just like, hey man, if me doing that makes your day a vibe. If us playing Killing It, Rage Against the Machine makes your day. If you want me to sing, I want us to sing a Taylor Swift song and it's gonna make your day, then we'll do it. Like we sang the Bluey theme recently, randomly, Jack, as a warm-up tune, because there were some kids in the.
You did a kid's song at Winters when I walked in. I can't remember what it was. But
it might have been that actually.
It might have been Bluey.
It weren't Bluey because I knew what it was.
Oh, right.
And I don't know Bluey.
Okay.
But
was it? No, which one we could be?
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark. That was it.
Baby Shark.
But again, if they like.
Can't escape that song. And it was at that time my daughter was like, Baby Shark.
Well, that's it. There were kids there partying and they wanted to dance. And obviously, like, kids start a dance floor sometimes, and like we're at weddings, and often sometimes they're just like they're waiting. Like we've had shows we're setting up, and there's been like 4 or 5 kids just standing on the edge of the stage.
Come on, man.
They're like,
let's go.
And then the music starts, and they're like, so they're just like, we're just tuning up. Just so it's just nice, man.
I love Bluey.
Yeah. Bluey's the one. What? Bluey's the one. But it's just nice to have those moments, man.
Yeah. I think we said again. I thought about this as well when you gave us some questions to look at. Is that you got to remember, this is the most important day in someone's life, and you just can't forget that. You can't just think. You can't think, oh, it's just work. I'm just going to rock up. Oh, I'm not really bothered. You just can't think like that. And I'm doing my wedding, which hopefully you'll have you for in May. And I know what goes into doing a wedding. And it's like you just. If you have like a moment where you're like you just got to realign your thoughts and say this is for them. They're gonna. We've got guys that we did their wedding 10 years ago, and we're still like really super close friends because we did something special for them, and we kept in. You got to keep remembering.
It's really nice that as well. Yeah, we've stayed friends with some of my couples as well.
Yeah.
And now my partner is friends with them as well. It's really nice, and we still hang out. And I think it just shows that it's not just a job. And there is a lot of passion behind it.
Yeah. You can't have that kind of rock up.
It's a way different industry than most.
Yeah. You got to be invested in your couples.
Yeah.
That's totally. That's the only way that you're ever going to have a great experience for both us and them.
Absolutely.
If it's kind of just cold, it's never gonna. You're never gonna have that connection, and it's never gonna come across. And that's definitely a big part of our success is that we are people. We are people, and we want to connect with people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Exactly. So, when couples come to book in a band, if you guys are booked, obviously, because if they don't get you first, then there's something wrong. What red flags do they need to look out for when booking a band?
Let's talk to the businessman here.
Yeah, I mean. I always say, for example, if someone's looking for a band and they don't know really what they want, is try and see a band live before you book them. Because there's so many things online which are just, especially with all the technology now.
Showreels and stuff.
Showreels, like, they're just, you're not really getting that product.
Yeah.
So I always look, that's why we put quite a lot of it on our Instagram of us live, because people, it's phone audio a lot of time, but you can see the energy. But if you can see a band before you book them, that's awesome, because you will then see what you're getting. Don't rely on what you see online, because it's often, doctored and a lot of time mimed, and everything's fixed to make it perfect, and that'd be my main red flag, really.
So that's a good thing for people to look out for, actually, I think. Because something I didn't even think of that, to be fair. Because I think social media is a killer, isn't it? Because you look at it and you take it as face value. I
mean, if you looked at a band picture of us and didn't hear us and compared them a band, you probably wouldn't book us, because of the way we're a strange bunch of looking people. I won't like, but we're all, but
pair of linebackers.
Exactly.
We're very eclectic looking back.
We're very, and if you look at people, because in an industry like Instagram, well, people do book with their eyes, and it's something that I know that people wouldn't even consider us because of the way maybe we look, but once you see the energy and hear us, that's when people will just whoa straight away. So I always say to people, look, come and see. If they're like, oh, we're not sure, come and see. Look, come and see us live. Because that's when you'll just know. Oh my God, I want this for my wedding. This is what I want. If you want the guys in tuxedos and all that stuff, standing on podiums, we're not that band. But that's fine. We can't please everyone. You can't.
I mean, you guys are doing well without the tuxedos and
It's just not what we do.
I get too hot in a tuxedo. I can't.
Just running
I'm
around.
a big boy, man. I'm just sweating unnecessary sweat patches through the jacket. You don't need that in your life. You don't know your wedding.
20 minutes in, tops off, just running around in tuxedos.
Just me trying to take my tuck jacket off, take the waistcoat off, take the bow tie off, take the shirt off.
It's a much longer procedure.
You don't need that in your life.
So if you could only give 3 tips to brides and grooms in their planning process at the minute, what would they be? That could be pre-wed, wedding day, post-wedding.
Okay, well, we should definitely talk about one factor that we...
Go on. I think go.
Is think about what restrictions a venue might have. Because there's so many venues.
Don't name venues. Don't name venues. Let me cut the precinct. There's some venues where, of course, like sound limits and so forth are in place, and that's cool. But then you need to, if you've got a sound limit, like there's bands that can fit certain sound limits. But if you know you want a big party band like us, then sound limit, you need to check what the sound limit is. Like, not gonna drop names because we're not.
Well, I think I may know the venue.
This could be. I mean, it could be fun for the podcast. And because we don't have to go into names or anything, so we'll be safe.
Don't name names.
I was threatened to be sued by a venue.
No way.
Which is why I'm here to keep saying don't name names.
We're safe. We can talk about it because we're not mentioning names. But long story cut short, we were booked at this venue and we had a few difficulties in the past, but we could work around it. And then suddenly things became very strict and impossible. Like, even when we were doing soft acoustic songs, the power would all cut out.
Really?
And we did a wedding.
Because that shuts all your equipment off, right?
It damages it.
And I only learned this when Bruno was on.
And it's really bad. It's just destructive. It kills the whole night. And so we had a wedding booked to this venue later in the year, and I said to the bride, I'm really sorry, I can't take your money, because you're not going to get
the product.
You're not going to. I can't do it. I can't. We can turn up and pretend, and it'd be all right. Smile, and it sounds rubbish. Can't do it. And she was like, "Okay, I really respect that." But what she did, she forwarded that onto the venue, and then the venue then threatened to sue me. But luckily, we had some good legal representation that dealt with it, because we were only speaking of fact. We actually loved the venue.
Yeah, we did.
And we loved everything about the venue, but we couldn't give them a product, a service that they were paying for. And there are some bands that make it work. They make it work, but I'm very passionate about the sound limited thing. That they're just making it work. They're not giving them the bride and groom service that they should be getting.
No.
And I get very passionate about this, and I could probably fall out with a few bands about this, but I get upset.
But he won't name any bands.
I just feel like they're just taking the money. And actually they're just just take the money and just make it work.
No, I totally agree.
We can't charge. We're around 2,000 upwards mark. We can't charge that sort of money and not give people a service.
What they want.
It's like, and the problem is what people don't understand about noise limiter. It's not just like being quiet isn't a problem for us. We can be quiet. We don't want to blow people's ears away. We don't want to be loud. But what we want to do is the energy needs to be a certain level.
Yeah.
And if you're worried about that, everyone starts
I think
playing in and looking at the sound limiter. There's some venues where there's a sound limiter in front of you and you can see the whole band are just looking at the sound limiter all night. They're not worried about what the person's doing, this, oh no, quick, that's not cool.
No.
And as I said to a lot of venues as well, like, I totally understand why they got, and if we do play in this, venues we play that have sound limiters we don't have any issues with.
Yeah, it's been wicked.
And it's really great, and we understand why they're there, and we respect why they're there, and we want to keep the license for the venue. We don't want to but it's just, we have to make a decision about a few venues where we say, really sorry.
Well, if it's a detriment to your equipment and your quality as well, you need to make that decision.
Yeah, I think that's right? one of the ones we were at with the limiter, where the limiter was quite low. I remember just being, again, because I'm the front, obviously, people think I'm the band leader. So people come to me going, hey, can you put the music up? And I was like, and then it's that thing where I have to either say in the mic, hey, we can't go louder, which feels so inappropriate. Like to be like, hey, stop asking me because I can't do anything about it. Or I'm like, yeah, and have to pretend. And then nothing really changes. And actually, like, I think one of the venues we did, I was like, look, guys, I don't think I can't in conscious anymore, like, do this. It just doesn't. And actually, I think on that one, it cut out. And by this point, we were just like vibing. So the crowd were vibing with us. They were clapping and vibing and tambourine shakers. We kept the tunes going. But afterwards, and I remember even the bride and groom, who I really liked, we got really well with. We were like, oh, it was really good fun, man. Thank you for putting up. Thank you for that, blah, blah, blah. And I just kept feeling so guilty, like feeling so like I know you had a good time. We had a good time. Yeah. But you guys had a good time despite, not because of. This is my thing, right? Okay, so I kind of always want to talk about this. This is why I first. I think when I've looked at venues that we've played at or had issues with, I've gone to their website and there's no mention.
Yes.
They don't flag
it's all fine print.
They don't, and sometimes don't even put anything in there.
Yeah.
And then so they book the band, they book the venue. They think, yeah, I love this venue, and then they find out after there's like a oh, you got to sign this kind of thing after, or they don't know anything about it till the day. And that's, I think venues really need to for this have clarity because it's not fair.
I think that's a great tip for couples. Yeah. Because Bruno sort of had a similar tip.
Yeah.
Check with your venues before giving them a deposit.
Yes.
What that sound about.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're really restricted.
And the exact
There is some venues, again, obviously I'm definitely not going to mention any venues, which is really, sometimes it's really hard for me because...
Don't mention the venues.
No. There's some venues that I love. I love them. I love the way they work. They're beautiful. But they've got things in place... where they've got an in-house speaker system and it's broken and it's been broken for years and they've still not fixed it, and they're letting people pay thousands of pounds for venue. Why have they not fixed it?
Yeah.
It's like, this is that, and again, I wouldn't say anything, but it's still going on. I've been back there recently and I've been there, as a guest and seen, and I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a shame.
It needs to be addressed. These venues need to be, sorted out.
Yeah.
Really.
Venues.
Yeah, venues.
Watch.
But no names.
No names.
Like I said, there's some venues we play. Old Kent Barn's got a limiter, and we have no problems there. It's the vibe there, and Old Kent Barn we love.
Shout out to those guys.
We love. There's loads of venues we love have sound limiters, and it's not a problem.
Yeah.
So I think the thing is to have a dialogue with your entertainment and your venue in advance to make sure that each party can work with each other.
Yeah.
Cool. Definitely.
So sound limiters is tip number 1.
Yeah.
I think if you do have a band, I think one thing I think we also is like have a conversation with them, dialect with them, like have a direct conversation with them. Like I think sometimes you'll book a band and then be like, cool, that's them. And actually I think a lot of times if you have a band and something doesn't quite go right, often it's like maybe you didn't have the conversation. Like again, bands, people book us and will say, we don't want this song, and I'm always like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm never like, oh man. I'm like, it's their day.
Yeah.
So I would hate to drop a song and then have a bridal or like have a best man or a groom or a bridesmaid come running up and be like, no, cut. I'm like, why? Because it was a song that blah 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 didn't like, or do you know what I mean? Like, I think just have those conversations because again, a band, obviously we don't have a set list in that sense, but some bands are very rigid to the set list, and like if you're booking a band and and the set list doesn't work for you, let them know.
Yeah.
But I think most bands will go, alright, cool, and respect that. While I understand that a lot of bands, some bands do have like formulas they follow. All the bands I can think of that I love that are wedding bands that play around here, a bit like us. They'll have a set list, maybe, and even maybe have a structure they follow. But if you say, bro, can you or could you not? They're like, cool. And I think if a band doesn't say that to you, I think that would be it for me as a red flag.
Another red flag.
And this is my step. That's what you do.
Yeah. That's a good point, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely a good point.
Cool. So tip number 3, what have you got for us?
Tip number 3, maybe make sure the space is suitable for a band.
Yes.
Yeah, and that the setup's going to work. Always, I mean, we are really accommodating. We will fit in any space. Yeah. But it's definitely worth making sure that the logistics of where the setting up are in place. You know, the band is setting up, and just make sure you got enough dance floor and enough space for the band to do their thing. Really.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're really good at making things work. You know, we're not like we must have this, must have that. You know, we will find ways to make things work.
Awesome.
But do you think anything else that's worth?
No, not red flag. Tip: enjoy yourself. It's your wedding.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's one of the things.
Definitely. Don't. But we always say when I have the pre-wedding meeting is that we are be fluid. Be fluid. Don't feel like you have to stick to things like. It's
time has got the window.
Yeah, just relax, and if things shift a bit, it's okay.
Yeah, enjoy yourself.
You know, often, obviously, you, as a videographer, you'll know that a lot of times things are overrunning, and you know, and we always
very
say
rare does everything.
Rare.
Just we always, all the couples that are always relaxed have the best weddings. That's definitely one thing a pattern I've had 10 years.
Yes.
The more relaxed the people are, if I have a pre-wedding meeting and people are really relaxed and they always the best wedding.
Yeah.
So there's something going on there.
And if suppliers are picked right, they help you relax.
Yeah.
Hey, that tip.
Yeah.
Pick the good suppliers, they help you relax. If a supplier is stressing your brain,
Get rid of them.
Definitely, always. That's really good, really important. Definitely, if you got to try and alleviate any stress away from your couples.
Real talk.
Yeah, well, it's part of the job, right?
Yeah, definitely. You just want them to. For me, I want our couples just to be there and everything just be taken care of. We do all the pre-wedding meetings, do all that stuff, so they know that they've got complete confidence that we are running the show and we're going to make it run like clockwork, and it's going to be like the perfect soundtrack for their wedding. That's all I like. Just thing we say. That's what it's got to be.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, great tips there that I think people will sort of latch on to.
Yeah, hopefully.
Where can people find you to get booked in?
Groovezooband.com or ukweddingband.com. Obviously Instagram's a good place. Instagram's great. We've got lots of little highlight reels. You can look at kind of like different like reviews and real life clips. People that filmed us at gigs and shows, and we upload them. So Instagram's a good place to kind of see us.
Yeah.
Admittedly, our website needs a bit of updating, but it's obviously that's got all our contact details as well.
Cool. We'll make sure you're tagged in everything that we put up anyway. Right. I think you're going to sing us a little snippet of a song.
I mean,
no, he's just got a guitar because
just a prop.
He's like, apparently plays guitar.
But before we jump into that, who do you want to see on the podcast in the future?
Ooh, that's a good.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Beer Pressure. Right. I don't know if you like. I know the boys from the band. Tom and them guys are amazing. And actually, often I think when people ask me for a band, if they're not asking for like Groovezoo vibes, they want something a bit more like a bit different. Like I know that I'm like Beer Pressure every time.
Yeah.
Like I mean his vocals are off the chain.
Yeah.
Like Ben plays guitar with him as well. Like like for me, Beer Pressure are a great band.
Beer Pressure.
Like
awesome.
Good
we'll send them a message and see if they're up for coming on.
Yeah.
Just gonna reset the cameras and give the people what they want.
Any band you like? I used to spend my nights out in the ballroom. Whiskey was the only love I know. Then you rescued me from real bottle. Oh, baby, from being too far. You're a sweet Tennessee whiskey, babe. You're a sweet strawberry wine. I'll stay strong on your loving all the time.
Guys, thanks for coming on.
Pleasure,
It's great to catch up with you.
Pleasure, for real. Pleasure as always. Absolute pleasure.
Great.
Guys, that was awesome.
Safe.
Sounds great in here as well.
I was going to say, Brian.
I did not think that was going to sound good.
I was like, bro, we should do a little of this. Yeah, this. Next video set for like a little offshoot.